Could the rise of the Resistance save Star Wars and save Disneyland parks? Well, according to the marketbusinessinsider.com, they think that may be the case. I'm not so sure, but let's take a look here. Guys, found Death Star here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit that little subscribe button and get all the up-to-date information on Star Wars and pop culture. Okay, here we go. Disney finally opened Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, and it could be a big boost for business. All right, Disney recently opened Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, one of the only two attractions in the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge area of Disneyland, California, and Disney World, Florida. The rollout of the rides more than 6 months after the Star Wars themed sections opened promises to release pent-up demand and provide a welcome boost to Disney's theme park business. There are people that are just waiting for the whole thing to be open, which is fine, Disney CEO Bob Iger said on the media's Titan's fourth quarter's earnings call in November. Awareness and intention to visit remains strong. Financial Chief Christine McCarthy added, pointing to a booking rates at Disney's domestic hotels tracking 5% higher. Star Wars fans delaying their visits to both parks until Rise of the Resistance opened, coupled with Disney's fanning fears of overcrowding, slashed domestic park attendance by 3% in the third quarter. Attendance fell again in the fourth quarter, the company said. However, both Galaxy's Edge areas have been far more successful than has been reported, Iger said on the call. Of course he's going to say that. He's never going to admit failure. It's way more successful than the 3% failing, 3% slashed attendance rate. They fueled a 5% rise in guest spending, he said, as people spent more on admission, merchandise, food, and drink. Yeah, because you're raising the prices. Raising the prices on ticket entry, raising the prices on food and merchandising. You got to buy a lightsaber for $200. Yeah, you get to build it yourself, but $200. That's no chump change. Moreover, the popularity of the area's other star attractions bodes well for the new rides. Just to give you one crazy stat, the Millennium Falcon attraction has carried over 1.7 million people already since they've opened across both places, Iger said. 1.7 people across both places, the Millennium Falcon ride. Now, that's the only ride that they had. Of course it's going to get a lot of people riding it. It's all you got. When you have, I don't know if you could, boast about that. I open a theme park with one ride and then I, brag about all the people that are going on it. It's like they don't have any other option. It's just one ride. I don't know. Is that something to boast about? The Disney boss added that guest ratings for experience satisfaction and attraction availability are in the high 90s out of 100, indicating a very complex technological attraction is running very well. In other words, the parks are already cashing in on Star Wars fever, but the Rise of the Resistance should help to unlock their full potential. So, I don't know. There you have it. They reported a 3% loss in third quarter, falling numbers again in the fourth quarter, yet Bob Iger says everything's fine and dandy. The parks are just doing great. Don't trust the numbers. Don't look at the books. And then we have another article here. Disneyland Star Wars reportedly suffering breakdowns and long wait times. So it just opened, this Rise of the Resistance. Being a part of the Resistance is never easy. Disneyland in California recently opened Rise of the Resistance, its latest addition to its Star Wars land. While fans had given the ride positive reviews, there were reports of issues with the virtual queue and breakdowns. On opening day, the boarding group passes for the ride sold out within 6 minutes, the Orange County Register reports. Fans reportedly lining up at midnight for a chance to experience the ride. The virtual queue opened at 8 a.m. It's a virtual queue. You don't need to line up at midnight. Fans could sign up for the virtual queue in the Disneyland app, where they would be assigned a boarding group number, which ranged from 1 to 160. Guests assigned a group number higher than 81 were reportedly placed on a standby status. The ride reportedly broke down just before 10 a.m. It opens at 8, breaks down at 10, and did not come back online for 50 minutes. Another breakdown occurred at 2:30 p.m. By this point, 61 boarding groups had moved through the ride, according to the Orange County Register. The news outlets reported that around 5 p.m., guests registered for the boarding groups 115 and above were told it was unlikely they would experience the ride that day. They didn't even get to go on it. The new ride experienced delays, similar delays on Sunday. According to the outlet, the park notified guests from a certain standby groups around 1:30 that they would not be experiencing the ride that day. Sunday too. So you've got this, oh boy, it broke down twice. Same thing that was going on in Disney World, in the Hollywood Studios in Disney World. It's happening again at Disneyland. They couldn't get it fixed. They hadn't learned from the mistakes. I mean, I'm sure it's a very technologically advanced ride. Look, I have a cousin-in-law who went to see it. He got an early viewing, early ride before it had opened through a friend of his who works at the park, and he had said it's amazingly impressive. He said it's a revolution. It really does change the way theme parks are structured and pushes the scope of what a ride could be, which is all great, fine and dandy, but if it's breaking down all the time, does it really matter? People, I don't know. Bob Iger said the guest experience are at 90 to 100. I guess that's on a scale from 1 to 100. I don't know. Maybe it's 1 to 200. And then it's only a 40 to 50%. But, yeah, it's, the ride's breaking down. Not good for business. Guest experience, I don't know about those 90 to 100 guest ratings. I would think that'd be a lot of upset people getting told after waiting hours that they're not going to get the ride, the ride they came for. And not only one day, that happened 2 days, right as the ride opens. Same thing we saw at Disney World. So that's the news with the parks right now. Bob Iger says everything is A-okay, but, it seems like the numbers and technological problems, technical difficulties are painting another picture, giving another story. So, okay, we'll keep an eye on this and see what happens. I'm going to try to get there at some point. I don't know, probably towards the end of this year. I just went a couple months ago, like a month and a half ago at Disneyland, and I did ride the Falcon ride, and Star Wars Land was, Galaxy's Edge it looks cool, I mean, it could have been a lot more. Some of the details are nice. It's just, it lacks a lot. There's not enough characters walking around, aliens walking around. It's not interactive enough. It's kind of like an outdoor strip mall. So, but we'll see if they can swing things around here as Rise of the Resistance opens, and if they can get it from to stop breaking down, that'd be a good start. All right, guys, give a thumbs up to this video, like it, share it, and don't forget that subscribe button. It does obviously help a lot with our channels, to help boost us up and keep us going strong. All right, till next time, lock the doors and hope they don't have blasters.